2,000 years of Roman residential architecture. And one idea the Romans never had access to: structural glass. The Roman compluvium, the open sky hole at the center of the atrium, was the most powerful natural light source in any residential building of its era. But it let in the rain, and the cold, and the heat. What happens when you close the compluvium with glass? You get the Roman greenhouse, the most thermally dynamic, the most spatially extraordinary, and the most plant-filled tiny home layout in alternative residential architecture. And it costs less than you think. The architectural syntheses most people never think to attempt. That is affordable tiny living, every single week. Subscribe right now and hit the notification bell. We find the combinations that make both things better. The Roman domestic house, the domus, organized its daily life around the atrium. A central hall, open to the sky, through the compluvium opening at the roof. The impluvium, a shallow stone basin below the compluvium, collecting the rainwater that fell through. Every room of the household facing inward toward this central light-filled space. The atrium was the Roman home's primary room, its light source, its social center, and its rain collector simultaneously. The compluvium opening was the atrium's gift and its limitation. Open to the sky, it admitted the light and the rain and the seasonal temperature of the air above. In the Roman Mediterranean climate, this was manageable. The mild winters and hot, dry summers of central Italy made an open sky hole a reasonable year-round proposition. In most other climates, including the majority of the United States, Australia, and Northern Europe, where the contemporary tiny home movement is most active, an open compluvium is a seasonal asset and a year-round problem. The Roman greenhouse house solves this with structural glass. The compluvium is closed with a greenhouse-grade glazed roof spanning the atrium space. The light that the compluvium admitted still enters. The rain that fell through is now deflected by the glass and shed to the perimeter. The winter cold that made an open atrium uninhabitable in colder climates is excluded. And something the Roman builders never anticipated happens. The glazed atrium becomes a greenhouse, a climate-controlled indoor garden space where plants that would not survive the exterior climate grow year-round under the glass, filling the atrium with foliage, fragrance, and humidity that the ancient Romans associated only with their outdoor gardens and never with their indoor atriums. The greenhouse house is the Roman domus, with the one thing that would have completed it: a roof over the compluvium that lets the light through but keeps the weather out. The glazed atrium of the Roman greenhouse house performs 4 distinct functions that the original Roman compluvium performed in 2. Year-round natural light delivery. The original Roman compluvium delivered direct overhead natural light to the atrium for all hours when the sun was above the horizon. The glazed atrium roof of the greenhouse house does the same. But the glass continues to deliver diffused natural light on overcast days and during rainfall, when the open compluvium would have required its residents to shelter or close the interior room openings. The result is a home with a permanently bright central space that no side-lit room in any conventional floor plan can match. Natural light from directly overhead at the center of the floor plan. Light that does not cast shadows from the room walls onto the interior surfaces below because it arrives vertically rather than at a horizontal angle. Passive solar heating in winter. A glazed atrium facing south, or positioned to receive the low winter sun, collects solar radiation through the glass and converts it to heat within the enclosed atrium volume. The atrium acts as a solar greenhouse, accumulating thermal energy during daylight hours and distributing it to the adjacent rooms through their atrium-facing openings. In winter, the glazed atrium is the warmest space in the house during the day. The warmth migrates through the room openings into the adjacent spaces. The stone or masonry floor of the atrium, heated by the solar radiation above, releases that stored heat slowly through the night. Passive cooling in summer. A ridge vent or operable panel at the apex of the glazed atrium roof exhausts the hot air that accumulates at the top of the greenhouse volume during the day. Cool air is drawn in from the shaded lower room zones through the room openings to replace it. The plant transpiration in the atrium adds moisture to the outgoing hot air, which increases the evaporative cooling effect in the spaces below. In summer, the glazed atrium is a thermal chimney, drawing hot air upward and out through the ridge vent, while the room zones below remain at a measurably lower temperature. Year-round indoor garden. The glazed atrium is a greenhouse. Plants that would not survive the exterior winter climate grow in the atrium throughout the year, climbing figs against the glass walls, citrus trees in terracotta pots on the mosaic floor, jasmine trained along the stone arch frames. The fragrance, the humidity, and the sensory richness of a planted courtyard brought inside the building's climate envelope and available every day of the year, regardless of the exterior weather. The atrium garden is not a passive cooling mechanism in a strict thermal engineering sense. It is the daily quality of life benefit that makes this building worth the premium it costs over a simpler tiny home layout. The Roman Greenhouse House presents a distinctive two-layer exterior to the street. The lower layer is the Roman perimeter, stone veneer, or lime-rendered masonry walls at the height of the surrounding room volumes, typically 9 to 10 feet, Roman arched doorways and windows at the street face. The material vocabulary of the ancient domus, terracotta, stone, and lime plaster, forming the solid base of the building. The upper layer is the greenhouse. The glazed roof of the atrium rises above the perimeter room walls, its steel or timber frame visible as a precise contemporary structure above the ancient-looking material below. The contrast between the rough, warm materiality of the Roman lower layer and the crisp, modern geometry of the greenhouse upper layer is the building's defining exterior character. Two eras, one building, neither compromising the other. Step through the entry arch, and the glazed atrium opens above you. The height is the first impression. The greenhouse roof rises to 14 to 16 feet at its apex. In a building whose surrounding rooms have 9-foot ceilings, this vertical expansion is immediate and extraordinary. The eye rises to the glass above before it settles on anything else. The light is the second impression. Overhead natural light at solar noon fills the atrium from the full glazed surface above. The mosaic floor below catches that light and distributes it laterally through the room openings. The plants are the third impression. Climbing figs on the steel frame, lemon trees in terracotta pots at the stone arch bases, jasmine trained along the arched colonnade. The atrium smells like an Italian garden. In February, in Minnesota, every room surrounding the atrium opens to it through an arched doorway or a wide arched window. The kitchen, the sleeping room, the bathroom, and the workspace each face the glazed garden at their center. From every room, the atrium is visible and audible. The drip of the impluvium basin, the movement of the ferns in the thermal convection from the floor. The Roman domus always had a garden. The greenhouse house puts it inside. The Roman impluvium was a shallow stone basin positioned directly below the compluvium opening to collect the rainwater that fell through. In a Roman greenhouse house, the impluvium continues below the glazed roof, but its function changes. It no longer collects rainwater, which the glass above deflects to the perimeter. Instead, it becomes a recirculating water feature, its function shifting from utilitarian collection to sensory and thermal. A shallow stone or glazed ceramic basin of 4 to 6 feet in diameter at the center of the atrium floor. A small recirculating pump creating a gentle surface movement that reflects the overhead light and produces the water sound that the Romans valued in their atria, for the same reason the Spanish and Persian courtyard traditions valued their fountains. The water surface evaporation from the impluvium contributes modestly to the atrium's cooling during the summer months, adding to the plant transpiration effect from the surrounding greenery. The stone basin's thermal mass absorbs solar heat during the day and releases it slowly through the evening, maintaining the atrium's warmth through cool nights in the spring and autumn. The impluvium in the greenhouse house is simultaneously a thermal mass element, an evaporative cooling contributor, a natural light reflector, and an acoustic presence. All four from a shallow basin of water and stone at the center of the floor plan. Cost for a correctly proportioned stone or glazed ceramic impluvium basin with recirculating pump and drainage, $3,500 to $8,000, the most space-efficient investment of any single element in the building. Here is what a Roman courtyard greenhouse house costs to build in 2026. For a central glazed atrium of 16 by 16 feet, surrounded by 4 room zones each, approximately 100 square feet. Total enclosed floor area, including atrium, approximately 640 square feet. Site and foundation, $12,000 to $22,000. Perimeter room structural walls, masonry block or timber frame for the 4 surrounding room zones. Stone veneer on exterior faces and on atrium-facing arch frames, $28,000 to $50,000. Roman arch openings, 4 structural arches connecting each room zone to the central atrium, formed in masonry or timber with stone veneer facing. Keystone detail in contrasting stone on each arch, $3,500 to $7,500 per arch. Total, for 4 arches, $14,000 to $30,000. Greenhouse atrium structure, steel or timber frame greenhouse structure spanning the 16 by 16 foot atrium space. Ridge vent at apex. Operable panels for summer ventilation, $18,000 to $32,000. Greenhouse glazing, double wall polycarbonate or structural glass panels on the greenhouse frame. Polycarbonate is the budget option at comparable light transmission with better thermal performance. Structural glass is the premium option for visual clarity. Polycarbonate, $8,000 to $14,000. Structural glass, $22,000 to $40,000. Roman mosaic or terracotta tile floor. Geometric terracotta tile in the Roman tradition for the atrium floor and the room zone floors, $7,000 to $14,000. Impluvium basin, stone or glazed ceramic basin with recirculating pump, $3,500 to $8,000. Atrium planting, citrus trees, climbing figs, jasmine, and ferns. Terracotta pots, irrigation drip system for the planted zones, $3,500 to $7,500. Exterior cladding, stone veneer on all exterior perimeter faces. Lime render on non-stone sections, $8,000 to $16,000. Roofing on room zones, metal or tile roofing on the 4 surrounding room zone roofs with drainage to the exterior perimeter, $8,000 to $15,000. Insulation, wall insulation on the outer room zone walls, thermal break between the greenhouse frame and the room zone roofs, $6,000 to $12,000. Mechanical systems, electrical supply and fit-off across room zones and atrium lighting, $6,000 to $11,000. Plumbing for kitchen and bathroom, $7,500 to $14,000. Mini-split heat pump in the sleeping room zone, $2,600 to $5,000. Mechanical total, $16,100 to $30,000. Interior fit-out, kitchen, sleeping, bathroom, and work zone rooms, $22,000 to $40,000. Professional fees, structural engineering for greenhouse frame and arch openings, architect and permits, $10,000 to $20,000. 10%. Total build cost. Budget build with polycarbonate greenhouse glazing, masonry arches, and terracotta tile, $165,000 to $285,000. Mid-range build with structural glass greenhouse, stone mosaic floor, and quality room finishes, $260,000 to $420,000. So here is the question I want answered in the comments right now. Is the Roman greenhouse house the most complete synthesis of ancient and modern residential architecture in the tiny home category? The Roman domus floor plan, the Roman material vocabulary, and the one modern innovation that completes what the Romans started but could not finish. Structural glass over the compluvium. Or does the greenhouse glazing cost, the year-round plant maintenance requirement, and the thermal management complexity of a glazed atrium in non-Mediterranean climates make this a build that is more beautiful in concept than practical in daily life? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. If this building changed how you think about what ancient architecture gains when one modern material is added to it, share this video with every architect, every builder, and every homeowner who has looked at a Roman ruin and thought it is almost perfect. The glass is what it was missing. Subscribe to Affordable Tiny Living, so you are here for every synthesis we build on this channel. I am your host on Affordable Tiny Living. See you in the next one.